What's up, y'all? It's Glenn Fajota, commercial photographer, DP, based here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's been a few years. Actually, it's been more than a decade since I've done one of these videos. And two things still hasn't changed though in that time period. I'm still with the Canon system, and I'm still using Pelican cases to store and transport my gear. In that time frame, I've moved studios, I've moved cities, I've moved homes, I've got 2 kids, so a lot has happened in the past 10 years or so. So let's dive in. And this is actually the same case in my first video, which you can see here. And obviously you can see from the outside, I've got a ton more stickers. I traveled to way more countries. So yeah, this is the same case, still rocking and rolling. All right, let's go inside. Starting from the top, it's my lid organizer. I've got I use this, it's like the biggest pouch. I use this as my dump pouch, my Diddy case area. I've got a walkie, some cleaning supplies, a random battery charger, some coins. And then in this section here, it holds my memory cards for the cameras. This one just has all the photo memory cards, SDs, 256 all the way down to 64s. I got A and B, or a main and a backup, since both cameras take 2 card slots. And this one is for PGY Tech. This is pretty cool because it stores your SDs, SIM cards. It has a tool to remove that out. It stores 2 extra CF Express B cards, USB-C connection for the card reader, which is pretty cool. SD and CF Express B. And I use this for the cinema stuff. And of course, you know how to go with the green. I used to use these for flashlights and stuff, but every time I would close it, I'd end up scratching it, even though I had a towel to protect it. In this long section here, I just have a bunch of empty filter cases or single filters. If they're empty, they're probably on the lens. I've got a 20,000 milliamp battery pack from BioLite. Underneath the same thing, obviously not the same microfiber towel from the first video. I use this to protect anything from the lid, but also to give a quick wipe, or if we are setting up in a dusty location, the dust is gonna hit this first before it goes onto my gear. Underneath that, there have been times where I'm able to get away with this size case, not weight, as my carry-on. I haven't been stopped yet, so knock on wood. But I'll have this badge here, and if it does get stopped at TSA, which it has happened, they just need to swipe their wipes or swab everything. The first thing they would see is this, and it shows hey, yo, this is not my first rodeo. I know how to travel, I know what you're doing, and I make sure that I can speak to them immediately. If I see them pick up this lens or something with just one hand, I ask very politely, hey, you know what? That gear is worth a lot. Do you mind if you can hold everything with 2 hands at all times? If you can't hold it with 2 hands at one time, can you put it on your table? If you need to reach over and get a new swab or towel or whatever things they need to test it out. All right, so when the lid is closed, the wheels are down here. It's the same concept. The least sensitive stuff are gonna be on the bottom, because just in case you roll over sidewalks, cobblestones, all that stuff, there's a lot of jarring down here, and I don't want my sensitive stuff to be near the wheels. So on the bottom, this is subjective. This is a multi-tool, and this does have it's just shy of 3 inches for the blade or saw. Depending on what airline or what airport I'm in, I would bring this. If it's very imperative for that job that we're flying to, I would go ahead and fly with this and just take the chance. And I've got 10 of these. So I'll leave that out, but everything else is good to go on any flight. Underneath that, or right next to that, is 2 batteries, the LCEP17 for the R8. There's 2 of those, and then 2 SD card holders. This is pretty cool. This might be the only or third-party thing I have in here. This because it was cheap and it charges USB-C at the same time. Next to that, I have one of the SmallRigs MP batteries. This is for the monitor. And underneath that, I've got 1 charger for the LPE6 batteries. On the bottom section, I've got the Hollyland Pyro 5. This is the 5-inch monitor. Depending on which camera I'm gonna run it on. Again, this is kit that I can shoot a whole shootout with without bringing any extra gear. I would bring this and I would run this off the battery, but if it's a longer shoot and I'm running a V-mount, I've got the power cable to run to a V-mount. And then HDMI to mini HDMI if I'm running with the R5C, or mini or HDMI to full HDMI if I'm running it with the C50. Compartment here, V-mounts. I've been running these new V-mounts from Core. This is the XL, this is the 99 watt version. Check this, I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Boom. You got the option to upload your logo, which is pretty cool. It's your 99 watt battery. I've got 2 of those. And yes, you can fly with these. The maximum is 99 watts that it will get flagged at the TSA. I haven't tried to fly with the 150s. I just don't want to take that chance or lose $300 at the airport. Next to that is LPE6P batteries for pretty much for all these cameras. I've got 3 extra ones here, and then an extra storage spot for memory cards or a micro SD card reader. Let me see. Yeah, one of those. You can never have enough of those. A single flash. Again, I've got 3 flashes just in case you need to pop out some flash. This is the old 580EX. It's probably the same one from the last video. Still running perfectly fine. This runs on AA's. This next section is like a small kind of like vlogging kit. Got the blower here. For behind the scenes or even some video, running the DJI Pocket Osmo 3 with a protective case. And then right next to that, I've got this one that has a single mic mini, and I use that to connect to that. Or if we are doing some sort of on-the-run talking head video where the client threw that on me, I've got the mic mini kit with just the 1 additional mic on it. And that would go to 3.5 to 3.5 to one of the cameras here. All right, now we're getting closer to like the goodies. I'm gonna still work my way backwards. And it's the same process, just in case my assistant needs to get into it or anyone else needs to get into it. The lenses are arranged from the focal length. So starting from here is the 135, 1.5 IS. This is the RF lens. Next is the 28 to 70 f2. I mean, I probably need 2 of these things because it stays on the camera almost 99.9% of the time, photo and video. It goes down to f2. There is no IS, but you know, sometimes you don't really need IS, or if we're using this for video, it's probably on sticks or on some sort of gimbal. This one is pretty cool because this is the EF 50 1.2. It is the same lens in the first video. Yes, it's been like more than 10 years. Still tack sharp. In those years, I've had it serviced or just kind of touched up and fine-tuned over the years, and it's tack sharp. I've got an EF to RF mount adapter on the back of that. And underneath that, like my other video had the older Kenko tube macro tubes. This is just an Amazon brand to make any of these in macro lens. Kind of double stacked here because of lens hood. I got the 24 prime lens. I run this on the gimbal. It almost gives you that NFL end zone feel with this. Shooting at 1.8, 1.4. And this one's a 16 to 28. I use this for wide interior shots, exterior shots. I've got a CPL on there just to get glares on it. And that's pretty much all I use this lens for. Super wide at 16, and then just enough if I need to punch in a little with a 28. Now working with this camera, this is the Canon R8. I've got the dummy battery cable attached to it because I only use this for 2 purposes. One, if when we're doing real estate, and I had this plugged into a V-mount because if we're doing a couple of shots where we need 3 exposures or 1 exposure, and we're trying to light all the rooms up, and all of a sudden this cloud comes in or the sun comes in, we gotta wait for it. I don't have to worry about turning it off and on because these batteries die so quick. So I just have it plugged to the V-mount and I just leave it on for the whole shoot. or we would use this on a top-down situation on a boom arm, and we just plug this up to another V-mount battery, and we can just run that, shoot this remotely, whether it's photo or video, and we can just leave it up on the boom all day for the whole shoot. That goes in here, and then the primary photo camera is the R6 Mark II. Running the same batteries, LPE6. That's another reason why I like this family, because they all use the same battery. R6 Mark II with a cage on it. I've got the hand grip just for extended use of shooting at events. Has the vertical grip with the battery grip in. And this back corner here is the Canon R5C. It's a cinema lens. It's their cinema camera, but it also is a hybrid. If I need to shoot high quality photo videos or larger print, I can get higher resolution with this camera. But I primarily use it for A camera or B camera, depending on the shoot. With the new batteries in here with the LPE6s, I can run easily like almost 2 hours with this setup if I don't want to hook a V mount. And then if I need to run the top handle just for a quick run and gun. In here, in this pocket next to it, is the mic mount. Oh, actually, let's start off with this one. This is the side handle with the remote trigger for the R5C or the other camera. I can remotely trigger it just in case I need to do some handhold and stuff. I get real stable, and just this connects into the port in front of the camera. I can mount this left or right. Now back to this section. All these pieces they go to the Canon C50. You got the top handle with the start and stop, which I'll probably do another video on this. The mic mount that goes here. And then the HDMI cable that goes on the side of the Canon C50. Now this is a beast. Right now I've got this small rig cage on it, but I need to swap it out to the tilted cage. When it comes in, with the tilted cage, it has an extra mount that can automatically mount a V-mount battery on it. And underneath that, this has a Arca Swiss, but just in case I need to put it on a Manfrotto sort of video plate, this slides on, and then I can run it on the gimbal, or I can run it on one of the Manfrotto video tripods. So that goes here. And I think that's it, y'all. What I'm trying to do now with all these videos, I'm trying to regrow the channel. So if you haven't, follow, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Throw a comment just to get this video active. If you were following me from the first video, welcome back, and it's good seeing you again. And just look out for a bunch of these gear videos. We're gonna try to plan to shoot and record on set and also in our studio, behind the scenes type of stuff for this year. All right, see y'all in the next video. Peace.